So this is a short video on how to write up a demonstration for the Leaving Cert Physics course. First off, what is a demonstration? It's a non-mandatory experiment that is used in the physics course to demonstrate an important physics concept. So examples of that would be these four here. I'll leave you read them and you can pause them if you wish. For me, for these write-ups, you need a label diagram. You need to write down what you do and how you do it, what you change and how you change it, and then you need to draw a conclusion based on the results, which would be what you observe. So, the label diagrams, inside the label diagrams, you need to draw in any tools or instruments related to the variables that you're measuring for it. So, for example, if you were doing the Ohm's law experiment, and that would be a mandatory experiment, you would be measuring voltage and current. So in your diagram, you'd need to draw in a voltmeter and an ammeter, and you'd have to have those labelled as well. Likewise, if you are measuring length or time, in your diagram, you'd have to put in a meter stick or a stopwatch, respectively. Okay, first sentence then, after you draw the label diagram, set up the apparatus as shown in the diagram, above, to the right, to the left, below, wherever you've drawn that diagram. And then we're into the bones of the write-up. So what you do, you need to state the measurements and the observations that you make and the instruments that you need to make the measurements and the observations. So if you're doing the experiment on total internal reflection, you might have a semicircular glass block, and you would say, I will shine the ray box, the light from the ray box, through the semicircular glass block as shown in the diagram, and then I'm going to adjust the angle with which the light strikes the inner flat surface of the semicircular glass block. Alright, after that, what do you change and then observe? So very often in these, you need to make a change to the setup. So you might change the length, you might change the time, you might measure the inside and the outside of a particular substance, something like that. And very important, you want to note your results. So what you see, what you hear, and what you measure will be your results. And then the final part is you need to relate those results to the purpose of the experiment, which is described in the title. So your results need to be linked to the title of the experiment, and that's your conclusion. So you draw a conclusion based on the results, and the conclusion links the demonstration title with the results. Now, in summary, this is what you need. A label diagram. You need to write down what you do and how you do it, and what instruments you use to do that. Then what you change and what you see, observe, measure, that's your result, and then your conclusion links the result to the title of the experiment.